You know it's super fly when Day Bar is opened. Hip-hop review, news, plus breaking new artists, pop culture, current events with an urban view of it. This is all things hip-hop, delivered raw, unpolitically correct, the fans' perspective, putting all artists in check. Dope content, current hot by remarkable men. Our thoughts, clearly. Welcome to Audio Theory.
Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. It's weird. Like we obviously did the interview last week with DeAndre, but we haven't had an episode like in 3 weeks. It's like, bro, like who are we? Like you're a stranger to me now, bro.
Right. That's what's weird is like we obviously communicate via text and
all the time.
Instagram. I still feel like I haven't talked to you in like 3 months or some shit.
Yeah, for sure. So let the people know what's going on, bro. Like obviously we took a break because we had a couple of travel things happening, but obviously we were building up to you dropping, I think, what was it, your fourth single, right? Or the fifth?
Yep, my fourth single.
Cool. So Ignore Me. So obviously we'll go into my feedback in a second, but how have you felt with the rollout, the feedback you're getting? I know you've been on some major Instagram platforms. Just let people know what's going on.
For sure. So yeah, I released it August 5th, the night of August 5th. In terms of the rollout, I was excited about it because this was the first song where I felt like had more of a broader like mainstream appeal and was energetic and stuff. And that was my goal, was to make a song that I like personally would bump and listen to. So as soon as I finished making the song, I was really pleased with the results. And then when it came to promoting it, this was kind of the first time where I did, real research on like how to do a song rollout. By no means an expert in that space, but I did simple things like looked up playlist curators and emailed them and ran some Facebook ads and did all kinds of like random shit just to see what stuck. And fortunately, the song itself was received very, very well, not just by like friends and family, but random people on Instagram, random people who saw some of those ads, some of the YouTubers that I posted and things like that. So that was super dope, just to see people finally react to the video, mainly on YouTube. Because from my other releases, there just wasn't too much traction. Granted, I only released a couple of songs, so like
right. It's not like you have months or something. Like I got you.
Yeah, but it turned out this video, for whatever reason, started getting like suggested, kind of like with our channel, like to some random other music channels, like as the next videos.
Nice.
I saw a few random comments roll in. People are like, yo, I love this song. It should be on the radio, blah, blah, blah. So that was just super encouraging, and obviously like super excited to make more music, because this was one of the first times I've seen that much reaction from people I had never met like in my entire life.
Yeah, that's super dope, bro. And it's like organic in a sense, right? Like even though obviously you mark, so you should get more traction, but I feel like we've learned with this, just because you're marketing more doesn't mean people are going to click, comment, and actually listen, right? So that's dope, bro. That's dope. So what's been like the best feedback you gotten from not your immediate circle?
The best feedback?
Or the one that made you feel like, yo, wow, this is like, I'm really glad that I'm finally doing this again.
Yeah. All the comments were pretty similar. Like one that really stuck with me is someone was like, this should be on the radio. And I know people can kind of exaggerate when they like a song. They're like, yo, this should be on everyone's fucking playlist and everything. But I could tell that people were genuine. I'm obviously not like an A-list rapper or some shit, so they have no reason.
Right, they can just not say anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, comments like that. What else? I mean, just hearing people tell me like how they found the song, like, yo, I saw your playlist on like this channel, or like my friend fucking shared it with me and I heard your shit. Some dude reached out to me, he saw like a Facebook ad and was like, yo, I just want to say like keep going, blah blah.
Nice.
And I think that's it's just interesting because when you think of ads, you kind of think of like this
annoying thing almost.
Yeah, annoying, intrusive, impersonal cheat code that like industry plants and labels use. But obviously, like no one's gonna find out about me unless I advertise or get lucky and someone posts me or something. So
yeah,
it was like purely experimental, and the fact that someone saw an ad and reached out to me and I didn't like have some clickbaity shit or anything, like just meant a lot to know that someone fucks with my music, and it wasn't just because I force fed it down their throats.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think that's like, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but I think even when we started this a couple years ago, or like even like preconceived notions of like artists making it, like sometimes you think like, all right, I'll put a song out and it'll go viral and I'm gonna get a record label, and it's like that doesn't work that way, bro. Like there's a reason, there's a marketing team behind it, right? Like even at these major labels, like they still pay marketing teams to go out there and generate a buzz for it, right? So sometimes I feel there's like a negative connotation if you're doing it for yourself. It's like, yo, what are you like? Are you trying to scam the system? I'm like, bro, like I have to market. Otherwise, how is anyone besides my immediate circle or the people who follow me gonna listen to this shit? You know what I mean? Like how else is it meant to grow?
Yeah, I think long gone are the days where you just fucking perform, do like 1,000 mini shows and dive bars and shit until like some rich ass executives happens to spot you and gives you a deal. Like now you really, I don't even know how much connections matter anymore, but I feel like you have to just put yourself out there and as much as possible, even if it means fucking spamming bloggers to write an article about you or do Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So I just gave it a shot. I mean, I don't have the budget to like make this shit go viral, so to speak, but it was cool to just give it that little push to get more visibility.
Yeah, for sure. I do. The video was perfect for like, especially for YouTube, bro. Like it was like a perfect, great use of that platform because that video was just so well done. So definitely. Who was the guy who helped you with that again?
He goes. Well, his brand is called No Agenda. I believe it's based out of Australia. I think it's more so like a lifestyle clothing brand, but
nice.
He does graphics, I believe, for other artists as well. Actually found him on Fiverr, and he did. The first time I worked with him was for Night Drive, and then ever since then I was like, oh, I want you to do all my shit. And
right, but Night Drive didn't have the lyrics component to it, right? It was just like the owl and the visuals per se.
At that point, I was like, I was trying to be lean with my funds and be like, I'll just pay for this and like, what's the word? Repurpose it for like YouTube and stuff. But then with this release, I was like, I believe in this song to get traction, so I want to have him do like a full-on lyric video.
Nice.
Especially just so people can like actually read the lyrics and not have to ask me what I'm saying or anything like that.
Yeah, dude, it was great, man. So, great job with the track itself. Great job with the release. So I was fortunate enough that I was in Colombia when it dropped, and we were playing it like, dude, overlooking Medellin Valley, and we had the pool behind us. It was a whole vibe, bro. So definitely took it all in. Colombia was a vibe, so dude, I'm looking so forward for your bachelor party, bro. Like, it's weird, man, because like I've been telling you, and I guess I'll tell listeners now. So like obviously my girlfriend Gina works for American Airlines, so I have the Connect now, right? Which we've been talking about. But bro, the anxiety I had, because again, like when you fly through the airlines, through when your friends or family discount or whatever, it's not a discount. The flight's free essentially, but you're on standby. Bro, so like going to the airport, I wasn't even excited. I'm like, bro, I really don't want to. I was anxious. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to be there. My boys leave, and I'm like, oh, I couldn't get on the flight. So when they finally said my name, oh, Daniel Abar, come to the counter, I was like, let's fucking go. Then it finally it was a joy. But then the same is true coming back. Bro, so I was meant to leave with my boys on like the 2:00 flight back to Miami, which is the last flight of the day. And Gina hit me up the night before. It's like, baby, you're not going to get on that flight. You got to go on the 6 a.m. flight. I'm just like, oh, no, it's happening again. It's happening again. Thankfully, I got on the 6 a.m. flight. But that meant I had to go straight from the club back to the house, get my bag, go to the airport. So, again, it's everything about a bachelor party, you would think, right? Like, you know, just party, go straight to the airport, don't sleep. But yeah, dude, for yours, I'm super excited. Especially, I mean, I know you've already been and you've experienced this. Whose bachelor party was it that you went to, or was it just like a boys' trip?
My brother's friend's bachelor party.
Nice.
I know him as well, but yeah, we went a couple years ago.
Yeah. So now that I've taken it in, I know what to expect. Yeah, dude, I'm all about it. You know, these concierge services, like, dude, they really just take care of everything for you, which is a fucking, like, dude, phenomenal, bro. Like, so
yeah.
I'm looking extremely forward to. How long is our trip, by the way?
4 days.
4 days.
4 nights, actually.
Oof, bro, that sounds devastating.
I thought about it. I was like, shit, that's a long time that I think about it.
Yeah, well, maybe
it's far as fuck for me though.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have a day where we're like, we actually like sightsee, but we'll go over the itinerary later. But I just know for this, dude, having 3 nights was a lot, dog. Like, I remember, like, yo, at the end of it, I'm like, yo, get me the fuck out of here, dog. But I'm sure I'll be fine because mentally I know what to expect now. But yeah, dude, shout out to Medellin, everyone out there. Yeah, looking like your thing, dude. We're actually exactly 2 months away. Wow. So looking extremely forward to that, bro.
For sure. The key, at least based on my last trip, was to do the sightseeing early on in the trip, because by day 3, like, you don't want to do shit except relax.
Yes. And also it depends. Again, we'll get into like the where the Airbnb is located and shit. But like I said, our Airbnb, bro, was very far from like the city proper. So like the thing is, like, we saw like the last day, because like, so we went like into the city early and then went clubbing right after, because like, bro, it was 45-minute drive to get to the city. So it's like, yeah, dude, we were like, again, the cool thing about Medellin is that I didn't realize that's a very expensive, wealthy city. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, like, it's like, I was surprised, like, when we went clubbing, I think Gusto's what I was telling you, like, bro, it felt like a college town. Like, in the best possible way. Like, it was just bars, clubs. And I was like, oh, this is fucking chill as shit. So, like, I don't know. In my mind, I'm thinking third world country. It's going to be fucking trash and, like, one nice place. And, like, yeah, no, this is, like, everything was nice. So, again, I know there's a lot of money in Medellin for multiple reasons. Like, you know, because I know the Airbnb I was staying at was definitely someone's, like, cartel, like, drug mule location that they 100%, bro. Like, I have no doubts. But yeah, that was a surprising part. So that's why I've been looking forward, because I literally, dude, obviously you have some expectations like what's gonna go down, but as far as like the visuals of it, I had no expectations. So like, I feel like going back now will be even more of a vibe, because you're excited about what you're gonna do.
Sure. And fortunately, we're like 5-minute drive to that area, so you won't have to deal with like the madness of traffic and being out like for the whole day because it's so far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the one pet peeve. It was like, bro, like, damn, we gotta, to get there is 45 minutes, to get back's another 45 minutes. Like, we don't have that much time here. Do we want to be in the car for 2 hours? So all that shit was annoying. But yeah, bro, it was a vibe. Got home safe and just been taking it easy. The funny thing is, I got right back, and then we had our interview with DeAndre the next day. So let's let the people know. Obviously, go check out that interview right now on YouTube and every podcast platform with DeAndre Adonis. Dude, your thoughts on the interview, bro? Because for me, I felt like this dude was like, dude, just so interesting, man. Like again, I was telling you offline, I don't know why we delayed to knock this interview out, because we should have like done this one like months ago, because this dude is just like the most interesting person ever, and he's like 23 years old, which is insane to me. For
sure. And if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the few ones that like kind of proactively hit us up, right?
Yeah, I think the moment we dropped the Just Adam interview, like, he was sending us stuff like here and there. And yeah, we peeped it, but it wasn't like on some like, yo, we got to get him on the pod immediately. It was like, yeah, we'll get to it, you know, blah, blah, blah. But bro, like, just speaking to him, I was like, bro, this dude has everything.
Yeah, for sure. And I think part of it was because we, up until like our recent couple interviews, we already had like our whole
rollout plan.
Rollout plan. So we're like, all right, we'll knock all these out, and then after that we kind of were thinking about who to go after next, so we kind of delayed it. But I thought the interview was super dope, definitely one of the more interesting ones, and he's just so talented in different ways, and his story is super dope as well. I thought was a great conversation, and it seems like he really knows what he wants from himself, like musically.
Yeah.
And I thought it was dope that he's balancing that with his art and like kind of bringing them together.
100%, dude. And like to your point that he knows what he wants to do musically, like when we had that post where I think the clip was him saying, "I never get writer's block." And dude, I had people who weren't even in music respond to the DMs and be like, "Must be nice." You know what I mean?
Sure. Even I deal with that shit all the time, and I don't know, maybe like the people who get writer's block overthink it, or they're trying to like accomplish something different, but that's super dope that he's able to kind of just go in and let it flow.
Yeah. Or maybe like, because he did other references where maybe he doesn't get writer's block because like literally maybe if the thought doesn't come to him, he says he procrastinates a lot because he's like, bro, I'll just go do something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like maybe that also is what he meant. But yeah, dude, when he was talking about like he did his own artwork, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then when he shows the fucking the merch he's dropping, which is a comic book to go with the album, I was like, bro, what? Yeah. Like that was just like, this dude is thinking about it from all kinds of angles, and you're just like, that's just so impressive, bro. Like, you know, first of all, how do you have the time of the day to even learn all these instruments and then, you know, write and then rap and then draw? It's like, goddamn, like it better be your full-time job because otherwise you get no sleep.
Right, for sure. Yeah, he must be, I don't know, just investing all his time in mastering his craft. And I feel like those are the kind of people that ultimately end up making it, because inevitably he's going to just keep getting better and better until, you know, someone big has to notice him. And it sounds like Lyrical Lemonade and...
Dude, that was a big one, dude. I didn't even realize how big... Did you know how big Lyrical Lemonade was prior to that post?
I did, because like... I don't know exactly when, but I knew at a certain point in time in the past few years, like they were known for breaking artists. Like Kid Laroi, for instance, is how I even found out about him.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that post. I was like, oh, this must be a big deal. Then I actually went on their page. I'm like, God, they had 8 million fucking followers. I'm like, goddamn. So, yeah. So, what was the song he dropped? Was it with this dude named Evans? Yeah, something?
Evan, I forget the exact name, but I believe he's featured on it.
Yeah, he's featured on it. I think this song is called By Your Side.
Yeah, By Your Side.
Yeah, with Evan Hawkins. Yeah, so that got a great write-up. Dawkins? Sorry, my bad. Evan Dawkins. Yeah, that got a dope write-up on Lyrical Lemonade. We'll post respect on the as well. But yeah, shout out to DeAndre. Chicago has showed us a lot of love with him and Just Adam. I think Evan even added us on Audio Theory as well on the IG platform. So again,
fire.
Yeah. So dope interview. Again, that's up on everything. So y'all go check that out. And we're probably gonna be working on another interview for the beginning of September as well. So look out for that. But all right, man. So it's been a minute. Let's get back to some news and what's happening in the culture. I really think, bro, the biggest thing since our last episode is the fallout from Rolling Loud with, I think it was Rolling Loud, or maybe it was in New York, but I think it was Rolling Loud with the debate, like DaBaby just like cancel culture coming for him hard, dog.
Yeah.
Like hard. He got canceled from Governor's Ball. He got canceled from Lollapalooza. He got canceled from a few major fucking concert venues. Which again, these are big deals because one, we haven't had concerts or festivals, like in 2 years. So the fact you're getting removed from this when you're almost like the headliner, and I think 3 or 4 major ad campaigns removed him from the ads they had. And I know he has a massive hit with Dua Lipa, that big pop artist from Australia, and they removed his credits from all platforms. So if you go to the song right now on Spotify or Apple Music, you can't even see, like the song is still there, but it doesn't say featuring DaBaby at all, which is wild. So I guess your thoughts on how it's playing out. Is it good on these companies, or what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's ultimately a shit show, and I say that because these companies are doing it to save their ass and not look like gay bashers in the public eye. So Rolling Loud or whoever, once they pull out, then all the other festivals are going to pull out because they don't want to look like they're supporting DaBaby. They're going to pretend like they care about the LGBTQ plus community, but at the end of the day, it's just really to save their corporate funding from the consumers. So I think it was definitely wild what he said. It just seemed really random. Like
dude, so like aggressive and random. Like what he said was very aggressive.
Yeah.
And then why are you saying it? You know what I mean? Like why are you saying it?
Exactly. And the sucking dick in the parking lot part, like if he ended it there, maybe it would have been fine because that was kind of like funny, I guess, or comical. But the HIV and deadly disease shit, like once you enter that territory, like that's just, it's not going to look good at all. And I don't understand what went through his mind, if he had been sipping something or
I'm sure
he just thought he was being funny. But
yeah,
I don't know, these artists have to be careful with how like edgy and shit they try to be. And I'm not surprised at all that he said it. I know there's probably a million other dudes from the hood who have the same.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I think someone brought a point up, like I think the Locks were on Breakfast Club. Oh, dude, side note, and I hope this go viral, what I'm about to say, because I'm not saying this for viral. Like I was literally like, so I was bored. You saw Flagrant 2 was traveling, so they didn't drop their pod yesterday. Somebody brought, I got like an hour to kill. Let me just put like the Breakfast Club podcast episode on my phone, listen to in the car. Bro, besides the interviews that we see that are good, right? There's a reason that, Charlamagne the God and those guys are massive, right? Because their interviews are dope. They ask very thought-provoking questions. Bro, that show itself, removing the interviews, is a fucking boring ass show, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, like, how are we not huge? Because I'm like, bro, this isn't that good at all. Like, I don't know if you ever sat through like an entire episode of The Breakfast Club, but I'm like, bro, it's just like random gossip things, a couple comments, like awkward pauses, and I'm like, bro, you're in the same room with each other. How do you have awkward like? It'd be one thing for you and I who like are in different parts of the country, like you know what I mean? But like, I don't know, bro. Like it was so funny to me that I'm like, yo, this is the biggest show. Again, it's a great show. Like I love all three of them, and their interviews are A1. But removing the interviews from that hour span and it just focusing on the 40 minutes of content, I'm like, bro, this is fucking trash, dog. I don't know if you ever listened.
I mean,
my opinion.
I haven't watched too many of their shows like in full without their interview. I like their what they call like rumor reports or whatever. It's like little snippets of shit that's taking place within the hip hop culture, or like even something in popular culture, or they'll do like Donkey of the Day and stuff like that.
Donkey of the Day is fire. That part is fire. Like I love that. But that's like a Charlamagne the God like highlight point because it's just him, right? Like I'm talking about like all three of their like interactions, and I'm just like, bro, what are we? This is the biggest show in the world. Like what are we doing right now?
I mean, also depending on some of their interviews, I don't really tune in. Like I have a horrible tendency of tuning in only if I know who the interviewer is. Who they're
interviewing, like if it's going to be a big one.
Controversial. Like 6ix9ine or like, I don't know, somebody who happens to be super popular at that point. I'm just curious what they have to say. But yeah, I don't know what they did to get to that point, but they must have done something.
No, they're huge, bro. They're huge. Yeah, I know they're a staple in the culture. They get people from rock stars to hip hop acts to politicians, former presidents. So okay, this is not to boot. Like again, I'm a fucking Charlamagne the God like super fan, but that was the first time because I was interested in hearing because it was the Locks episode where the Locks were talking about like the Dipset verses. So I wanted to hear their feedback properly. And I was just like, it was like 40 minutes into the episode. I listened up until that point. And I was just like, bro, this is what y'all do every week? Like, this is it? I don't know. I always expected no way. I don't know, because like we're in this kind of on this miniature level. I'm like, bro, like I listened to our episode. That shit's fucking fire. So I'm like, bro, like why isn't this that?
Maybe it's, one, I think their audience definitely skews older.
Okay.
And two, they would probably admit that and I've heard this criticism, constructive feedback is that they need to be more familiar with like the up and comers within the culture and stuff like that. Cause I think there was instances where they were I don't know, talking about Tekashi or XXX Tentacion and people like that, and like Charlemagne and crew, like either had no
idea what we're talking about,
or like knew very little about them and weren't as informed as they could have been. Granted, they're all fucking, you know, rich and doing other ventures and shit. So I understand that.
Dude, they're so rich. They're all three of them are so rich. Yeah. But yeah, again, that was a complete side note. I'm not trying to go viral off that. That was just something that really resonated with me. I was like, I don't know, because dude, like I think either my flight to New York recently or my flight to Cancun, I couldn't get proper service. I was listening back to like a bunch of our episodes. I'm like, oh, bro, that was pretty good. Oh, that was fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, like feeling myself. And then I listened to that. And I was just like, the fuck? Like, you know, I'm doing this and better. You know what I mean? So like, like give me the locks. Yeah, right. Give me the locks for 40 minutes. I'll give you a fucking better interview. You know what I mean? So, in that interview though, Styles P was talking about like, you know, someone should have probably like educated DaBaby before he even got on a stage like that and like because dude, he was selling drugs 3 or 4 years ago in Charlotte. So like mentally, he's probably not even fully aware about the weight his words have, right? Especially like, bro, he's like the headliner at most of these fucking hip hop festivals, bro. Like, so I don't do my thing is like.
But sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Educate him how?
Like just letting him, like whoever his team is, like letting him know, like, bro, when you're in the public eye, there's certain things you should not be saying. Like, bro, that's gonna affect your bag. Like, yo, we don't talk about this. We're not gonna touch on this subject. And it just felt like maybe he never got that education per se on like, you can do like even like when you're an athlete, right? Like your coach they have like a team that educates you before you go speak to the media before and after a game. I feel like these execs should probably be doing that because considering these guys are fucking multi-million-dollar businesses by themselves.
Yeah, I mean, not to like stereotype the rappers, but I feel like they come from a place of not listening to any authority, like unless it's literally like their OG or something. I feel like they don't give a fuck about like what the public thinks. So I almost couldn't imagine like someone in DaBaby's camp being like, hey, like let's be sensitive to this group of people, and the rapper being like, oh, I totally understand, I'm gonna obey the rules and be polite. Like I feel like a lot of these artists might have their ego inflated so high that they almost don't care.
Dude, I think you're right, which is sad though, because I go back to like back in the day, and Dave Chappelle's like one of his best skits on the Chappelle Show was like when keeping it real goes wrong, because like, bro, literally a multi-million dollar business, and like you might go out of business over like 10 seconds of you just being fucking stupid on stage. So like I feel like I agree, like most of you guys are like, yo, fuck that, I know what I'm doing, I'm good, I made it this far by myself, I'm straight. But I don't know, I feel like the ones who go far are the ones who get pulled aside and actually take that in, because bro, there's consequences, bro. Like again, and then it's the irony of all this, or the how it's comical, is that these fucking, you know, he has multiple lyrics about him killing people, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's no big deal. But do not make fun of gays. We're not gonna stand for that. So like that's like the it's just a bullshit. It's a bullshit fucking double-edged sword. That again, it's easier to be on the side of let's not hate gays, because they can say, oh, but that's just them publicizing killing, that, you know, where they came from. That's not really true, when sometimes it is. But my thing is like, well, what was weird with him, bro, is that, all right, you had a crazy 15 seconds on stage. When you got the backlash, you doubled the fuck down and was like, no, I stand by that. Like, and I think he said some other crazy ass shit. I'm just like, bro, like, read the room, bro. This isn't just a fucking random vlog saying, you know, fuck DaBaby. This is like literally the people who are cutting you a check saying, bro, that's not gonna fly with us. So that was the weird one for me. And he's since apologized. We're filming this on August 17th. He's fully come out. I think someone from the LGBT community reached out to him, and they're trying to have dialogue to like better educate him. But that was the weird part of me, bro. When he had a chance to properly apologize, and he was like, nah. And I'm like, bro, fuck, man. Like, that was your window, bro. Like,
it's tough. And I kind of get it in the sense of, because I can sense deep down he probably
is homophobic.
Yeah. and it's just something that's kind of rampant within the black community for whatever reason.
Which is so wild because if you go to Atlanta, there's so many gay black men. Like that's.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's also kind of a way of proving your masculinity, just like gay bashing from his perspective, possibly. The only distinction I would make with because I kind of agree that it's weird that during these times we get outraged with stuff like this, but not, you know, murder and drugs and sometimes borderline rape lyrics and shit like that. But I think the distinction is that the kill lyrics are more, they're not like directed towards a specific group of people. And some people might argue it's black men, but at the same time, the black men aren't the ones protesting it. So there's not like much we can do there. Whereas the gay people are obviously most vocal in this case. I think with maybe not Dirk specifically, but when they started rapping about Tuka and like deceased people, I think the mothers stood up and were like, yo, you guys can't rap about this because it like personally affected them. So I mean, I think that is the distinction. But do you remember when we talked about J. Cole when he had that lyric? When he
Which
said,
one?
On I think it was called it was on his last Born Sinner album, The Veil or some shit. I forget what the song was called, but he said, don't get sensitive when I say faggot, like that's between.
Oh, and he kept saying, and he kept saying faggot like a 10-second rant. Yeah.
But then, you know, what if a white rapper was like, yo, don't get so sensitive when I say nigga, like that's between you and your nigga friends or some shit.
That would be wild.
A lot of just like
Jack Harlow would be canceled, my dude. Yeah, he would be canceled, bro.
Lynched in fucking Kentucky on the spot.
Yeah, that'd be insane. But yeah, I remember that verse. I think the moment, I think I reheard. We talked. Yeah, I remember we spoke on the pod. It's hypocritical. All that, like I see that for sure. But so I guess the real question is, do you think he comes back from this, bro?
I don't think he'll be canceled to the point of like no return, because I don't think his core fan base was gay. It's probably mostly hood people and like random suburban kids in the Midwest and shit.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, keep going.
But I think it'll definitely hurt his pockets. I don't think, you know, Sprite or any of these other companies are going to want to touch him with a 10-foot pole for the next several years until people literally forget.
Yeah, so that was my point. Yeah, I don't think he's getting, I agree with you. I don't think he's getting canceled. Like, we're never going to hear a DaBaby record ever on a playlist or something like that. But to that point, though, I do think like these major playlists, like the Rap Life and the Rap Caviar on Spotify, I don't think they're going to post his shit. I think they're going to do him like they did Tory. Like, yeah, you're going to be around, but bro, you're not going to be like a mainstay. Like, bro, he has fucking records with pop stars, bro. Like massive bangers. Like that song with her was like a top 5 song for months. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think he's getting those features anymore. Like, so again, I think he's going to be around. He's going to figure out a way to make good money because, to your point, his core base. But he had so much appeal, bro, that the pop culture was taking him in, right? Because he was, the way he raps is different, a little bit different. He's super sweat. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of things to like about him, bro, and still like about him. Like, I'm still a fan of his. But I think he's going to be more in the independent Tory realm now. Which, again, Tory, if you ask Tory, his life is fucking phenomenal. But I do think, like, bro, he was getting different kind of bags this last, like, year and a half. Yeah. And I do think that's going to change, bro. Which is wild, dude, because if you think about, like, a year ago at the BET Awards when he did the Rockstar performance with Roddy Ricch, they had, like, the whole Black Lives Movement thing. And it was all about how, like, it was amazing. It was like, how he's doing, like, he was the talk of the town. And then a year later, shit could just change, bro. Like, that's wild, bro.
That's why I never, like, buy into half the shit these rappers say about, like, equality and human rights and shit like that. Because at the end of the day, I think half the time they're really referring to themselves or specific groups of people. It's never inclusive of everyone.
Right.
It goes for everyone, like a lot of regular human beings too, not just rappers or celebrities. But I think that's what kind of irks me when I see that shit on social media, because I'm like, do you really mean this, or is this all just because your PR team told you to do
Right.
Sounds right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know the answer to that, man. But again, time will tell. I think if he really, again, it's not like he shot some fucking woman in the foot. You know what I mean? So I think if he leans into trying to make amends with like the higher ups in that culture, you know, if he comes out, I know our next topic is Lil Nas X. If he comes out with a fucking Lil Nas X fucking song, like which he has one, by the way, that song's a banger. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll go back to getting premium bags. But I think if he doesn't try to fucking actually like make amends, I think he's gonna be in the Tory realm part for the rest of his career.
Yeah, I don't know. If he was gonna reverse this shit, he would literally, like right now, he would have to have Lil Nas basically twerk on him voluntarily to like get people to just believe he's down with that.
I love the gays. I am a gay. You know what I'm saying?
The gay.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, wild. But real quick into Lil Nas X, we just brought him up. Bro, you know, he got pushed back for his stunt, I think at the BET Awards this year. I think he made out with a guy right on stage. And that was a big thing. You know, Boozy was losing his fucking mind. Lil Nas X is going to turn our kids gay. I'm not sure how that works. But as of right now, Lil Nas X is the most streamed hip hop artist of the year on Spotify. So, dude, kudos to him, bro. Because you know we can say one thing about him being. I thought he was gonna be a one-hit wonder with Old Town Road, and dude, he's proven me wrong over and over again. Even these like recent songs, you know, Montero and the one he has now with Jack Harlow, like. At first, I mean, these are just fucking stunts, right? Like the Montero one, there's just so much other shit going on.
Yeah.
But bro, that song's a part of major campaign ads all over America. You know what I mean? Like that song actually is a fucking good song. And then the same thing with the Jack Harlow song, right? Initially, you're just like, you know, there's just like a bunch of guys naked and dancing. Like, what the fuck's going on? But then like the song is fire. You know what I mean? So it's just like, dude, good for him for like obviously pushing the envelope, yes and no, but like also just being relevant and because again, like no matter how much drama he has, that's not gonna make people go stream his music, right? Like, you know, 6ix9ine has all the drama in the world. Like he wasn't doing these numbers, right? It was cute for someone of that stature, but it wasn't this. So to be the most streamed hip hop artist, ironically knocking out DaBaby from that top spot, all you can do is fucking applaud him because that's fucking impressive.
Yeah, it's super impressive, especially within hip hop, because I think I saw an interview with him, and I forget the dude's name, but he's part of one of these big media outlets, and he was interviewing him, and he's kind of like the poster child for like gay people, and then he's also in hip hop, which is like notoriously anti-gay in a lot of ways, and somehow he's been able to like just find a way to not only be relevant, but like make good music and keep fans and collaborate with people. They even collaborated with on that song, Kanye produced it or something, right? So
yeah,
that's a super dope look for him. I'm really curious if like, because I know right now at least he's poking fun at the people who are like anti-gay, but like if his music will ever kind of be sexuality neutral, so to speak, like.
Yeah, so but I wonder if you're the gay rapper, does that like default you to be like the female rapper, right? That we always joke around, like all they do is just talk about sexuality. Yeah. So I wonder if that's just like the adjacent to it, like
right. Because like I think his last song is dope, but I wouldn't see myself bumping his music if like he was literally talking about sucking a dick or something on it. Not out of hate, but more so like it's not like similar to a female rapper. Like you don't relate to it on a certain level. You don't want to listen to it necessarily.
You know what's dude? Like I don't think it's weird that gay. Again, I don't know if I'm wrong. But if someone in the comments let me know. I feel like gay male artists they still sing or rap like they're talking to a girl though. Like they still say she a lot. Oh really?
I think
because I listen to all Frank Ocean shit. I never hear.
Yeah, but I feel like he he probably did that on purpose. I mean, unless he's still doing it now. And I don't even know if I'm still confused about Frank Ocean. Is he gay or bisexual? Because I thought that thing was just like, oh, I happen to like have this relation with a guy, but then people just fucking shoved his ass into the gay category.
Right, because again, in the black community, if you cannot do that. I got you.
My whole thing was I thought he was like, maybe not straight, obviously, but I thought he was still heavily like involved with women and shit.
You might be right. But yeah, I don't know. But even like when I listen to pop music, bro, like Sam Smith, he's gay. Like, I don't think he ever actually says like the words and adjectives that he uses to describe whoever his love interest is never male ones. It's always like female. So I don't know. I can't envision Lil Nas X ever talking about like, you know, taking it or giving it to a guy.
And I'm sure it differs for singers too, who a lot of times don't even sing about their personal life.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would translate well. I don't think his numbers would be that, because that's, again, that may be just a thing that guys who are the people who consume this the most, right? Just from the demographics. Like, I don't think a guy listener could, you know, would enjoy that per se. I mean, I don't give a fuck, bro. The beat slaps. Again, that Montero song is actually dope. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Like,
I actually wasn't a fan of Old Town Road.
Oh, no?
I thought it was cool the first time I heard it. From New York for a second. When I fucking heard Old Town Road, I was like, oh, this is different. But it got too corny too quick, kind of like the dab. Like everyone, every little fucking kid knows the song. It's on TikTok, on the news. Like you have these old ass anchors trying to do the dance and shit. That's when I stopped liking it.
I agree. Yeah, but again, it's just good for him because again, he had everything set up, and you would think he'd be a one-hit wonder. You know, literally, bro. Old Town Road is the biggest song in the history of music, just going off the numbers alone. So you would think he would just get that bag and just say, yo, fuck everybody. Like, I don't care about this. Like, I'm not even good. Yeah. And clearly he has so much talent, bro, because whoever's writing this shit or whatever the case may be, like, yo, like, he has multiple songs that are doing very well and are enjoyable to listen to. So, antics or not, I'm definitely a fan. So, shout out to him and his team who just keep, you know, figuring out ways to get eyes on him and ears on his music. So,
for sure. Do you think like there's really because I see this comment anytime like a Lil Nas X video comes up on YouTube, but people swear there's like an agenda from the industry to make mainly kids turn gay by showcasing this stuff on Grammy stuff. I'm like, how does that even work?
No, because again, I don't want to bite other people's material, but I think Charlamagne had this on an episode of Brilliant Idiots. But like, again, I genuinely believe like we don't have a choice, bro.
Right.
Like, I don't think
you don't have to learn to be straight. Like, did your
that's
mom
what I'm saying. Yeah. No one sat me down and was like, you cannot do this. You can't, like, no one. So I think you're taking, you're dismissive of like the actual evolution of someone's feelings and emotions and attractions, which I think you're born with, but learn to identify over time. I don't think you're born with it, but then have a choice at some point later at your like between the age of 8 to 12 or something. So I think that's just more. It stems more from homophobic behavior that primarily in black males who again have been told their entire life be masculine. And obviously they see a gay man as the complete opposite of that. So I feel like that it's more of that. But they don't want to come out and say that because in today's culture, they know they'd be fucking shitted on. So let me say something else that still kind of gets my point across, but doesn't maybe entirely cancel me.
Except for Boosie.
Yeah, dude, but I feel like even he's gaining more popularity, bro, which is crazy. Like, I feel like every Instagram post I fucking see is about him. Either him getting banned from Instagram for saying this shit or him saying some wild shit. Like, so.
But then what pisses me off was when like I'll watch like Boosie and they won't even go all in on and just own it. Like they'll be like, I have no problem with gay people, but I'm like, just say you do. Like,
just say you
all know you do, and it's fine if that's core to your belief, but don't.
Right, because he's not getting a fucking Ariana Grande feature. You know what I mean? Like, you're not fucking up your bag. Like, you're just like whoever listens to Boosie music at this point is a Boosie fan. So I don't think him saying I hate gays is gonna fucking make his numbers go down at all. like at all, bro.
If anything, they might go up a little bit.
Yeah, because like, yeah, what's wrong? You know, he finally said it. Let's check it out. Like, so, yeah. But no, I don't. Yeah, I think that's just like wild propaganda that has to do more with inabilities to actually feel like you can identify yourself as someone who's homophobic, which is wild, bro. Like, who gives a fuck if like someone's gay? Like, that's like the dumbest shit. But again, we're very different. We're lucky we were raised in a certain environment that was very, open to everyone. I get that, like, the rest, like the middle of America isn't like that. So I'm not trying to be dismissive of people who've never been exposed to that, but it's wild in 2021 when on the internet you see everything, that's still a very, probably more mainstream thought than being okay with gays, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sad, but I guess that's the way the world spins.
100%. But I want to get to something real quick. I know we gotta go in the next like 15, 20 minutes. But at this episode, I think episode 82, if I'm not mistaken, right? Episode 82. 28. Oh, that's cool. Episode 82 is called 28 Summers. I did that by mistake, but it sounded nice. Not by mistake, by coincidence. So, bro, I'm gonna make this statement right now, and I'm gonna stand by this shit. I know, like, in 8 years I'm gonna be proven wrong, but I don't care. Bro, this decade started last year. Nas has dropped 2 albums in the last 12 months. I'm telling you right now, Nas is artist of the decade. Like, I don't care what Kanye drops. I don't care what Drake drops. Bro, these 2 bodies of work are wild, bro. King's Disease and King's Disease 2, bro. It's hard, even if you're the biggest, like, Nas hater. And again, I've never been the biggest Nas fan. I always said, like, I respect him lyrically, but to something production-wise, this is never there for me. And then, dude, when the album he had Kanye produce everything didn't hit, I'm like, bro, this nigga, if you can't, Kanye can't do it for you, dog. Like, you ain't got it, bro. But then, him him and Hit Boy are like soulmates, bro. Like soulmates. Because, bro, you can play this shit from the first song of King's Disease 1 to last song King's Disease 2. No skips. Dude, no skips. And we'll get into Heat of the Week. I know you have a couple of songs we're adding to the Columbia playlist, bro, but this specific album has so many monumental, like, tracks and captions and lyrics. It's just like, fucking hell, bro. So as of right now, again, I'm sure it's changed in 3 years, but as of right now, like, Nas has a fucking 5-mile lead in this race for Artist of the Decade, because holy shit. And the fact that my man's like 47 years old doing this is even crazier to me, though.
For some reason, when you said Artist of the Decade, I was still thinking that we're in the 2010s, and I was like, there's no way he's gonna fucking make this happen. I completely forgot that Drake.
We're in a brand new one. Yeah.
But, now that we're really early in this fucking decade, I wouldn't put it past me. I think Hit Boy might be fucking producer of the decade as well, because I don't know what it is, but he should have met Hit Boy a fucking long time ago.
Long time ago, bro.
He changed everything for Nas, and that was the biggest criticism of Nas by a lot of people for the longest time, was his beats usually didn't hit, but Hit Boy and him are like fucking salt and pepper.
Dude, it's wild, bro. But maybe it's like again, we've always said this, bro. Everything happens for a reason, right? It's meant to happen. That's going to happen. Because, dude, think about it, bro. I remember, and I was young, bro, like 13, 14, summer vacation. I was at my uncle's house in New York. VH1 was doing their, like, top 100 hip-hop acts of all time. And, bro, I was watching VH1. That's how young I had to be, like 13 years old. Something wild, bro. And they got to Nas at, like, 7. And, dude, they were talking about him like he died. It's like, he's making song now for the kids. That was the song. Dude, what's that corny ass song he had? I know I can't be what I want to be. Yeah. Uh-huh. And they were like, he's taking a step back from the. And I'm like, bro, like, the fuck? Like, I don't think he wants to do that. You know what I mean? But they were talking about him like the past, bro. Like, he was over. And, bro, this was 17 years ago. They were talking about him like he was done. So for him to go do his, like, investment shit, but kind of be around hip hop, but not really be in it, to come back now and just literally be like the bar, bro. Like, he is the standard right now, because these albums were nuts, bro. Nuts.
Yeah, no, I'm super impressed with his ability to kind of sound exactly the same, but on modern production,
Yeah.
and have it feel like he never left or like he's this old dude trying to like reclaim the crown or some shit. Like it seems very natural.
So natural. And again, rest in peace to the dead. Not this is not us talking ill, but we're just comparing the music, right? Think about you. I think we both mentioned this when DMX dropped Exodus. You know, he recorded the majority of that when he was alive. I think it was all done, and we said like, yeah, you know, not bad, but it sounded like an older guy just trying to be relevant. And with Nas, who, you know, similar age, you know, give or take a couple of years, it sounded effortlessly, bro. Like effortless. Just like the phrases he was using. When he said hashtag Sunday Fun Day, when he said like Sunday, I'm like, bro, this dude is the fucking man, bro. YNTV song, like, which I know was your fucking favorite track, like YKTV. Yeah, sorry. Like, bro, like, dude, just phenomenal, bro. So it's just like, dude, kudos to him, like, cause that shit is rare, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, when that Kanye dropped, that the album that Kanye produced for him dropped, and that shit was a flop, I'm like, yo, this nigga's done, dog. Like, yo, just stop trying, focus on crypto, like, do all that other shit, cause it ain't for you anymore, bro. This shit has passed you by. And then, dude, literally 2 years later, boom, like, best 2 albums last like year, which is crazy.
Yeah, and Nas was always one of my favorite rappers, but I found myself never replaying a lot of his stuff. And that always bothered me because I'm like, I know he's good, but like, and I'm like, as someone who likes hip hop, you just feel like you have to fucking like his shit. But I just wasn't down with a lot of the production on his older stuff. But now,
bro, because I think that was probably one of the disses on that Takeover song that Jay-Z had to Nas before Nas came back with Ether, which is obviously crazy. That was probably the one that hurt him the most. He's like, yo, you have one good album every 4 albums, bro. Like, and that was a fact, bro. Like, yo, I can think. I remember being in middle school, bro, and he would drop an album like Nostradamus, and it's just him singing, and we're like, bro, who wants this, bro? Like, no one wants this shit. Like, it was Illmatic, which is like a fucking like top 5 album of all time. Then he came out with I Am, which was fire. That had like the Hate Me Now song and a couple other ones. Then he had the Stillmatic, which was like his comeback to Jay. And then that's it, bro. Like, dude, and he has like, I think 10 or 9 albums, bro. So, yeah.
Actually,
yo, literally.
Sorry, I just thought of this, but you remember when he did that album with Damian Marley?
Oh, Brothers or Zion, something like that? Or
yeah, something like that. I saw him perform that live, and I was blown away by that.
Really? Nice.
I haven't listened to that album in a long-ass time, but that one I was actually impressed with and totally forgot about until right now for some reason.
Yo, yeah, good for him, man. That was a dope moment because that's when that was Damian Marley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really coming up and like getting a lot of buzz around that, like in more like mainstream culture as opposed to just like reggae culture, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that felt more like a one-off than as opposed to what Nas was doing consistently. So yeah, bro. Just if you guys haven't listened to King's Disease 2, you're fucking up. Like a lot of things have dropped since that album's dropped, and it's by far the one thing I'm going back to like every time at the gym because it's just like song 1 through whatever is just, dude, no skips. There's not one song I'm like, nah, next song. Yo, every song is fire.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, so before we get out of here and get to Heat of the Week, a couple things that we haven't gotten yet, and are we even surprised? We have the whole Donda. I mean, the rollout was cool, but then if you don't drop the album, why do we care about the rollout? We're still waiting for Certified Lover Boy, so your thoughts on those 2 albums? Are we getting it? Like, what do you think? We just found out Drake had COVID, so that's the new fucking excuse this week. So, like, your thoughts on this, bro?
Yeah, I think we're going to get them both, but I don't think it's going to be close. I mean, until close to the end of the year. But in terms of like my excitement for it, it's pretty much non-existent. I'm just kind of like, when I get it, I'll get it. I'm not over here, counting the days, trying to sit by the Spotify playlist and see when it gets updated. I just know that they're both, for whatever reason, tweaking things or, trying to be strategic with it. So we'll see, but I hate amping myself up for these things because then I end up disappointed. I just kind of want to be surprised one day and then check it out.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm with you, man. I did get my hype up. I mean, I have no hype for the Drake album because, excuse me, like the rollout just been trash to me. Like, there's no excitement anymore, right? This was like a year ago.
Yeah.
When we had the merch with the lipstick and, you know, all that. That was dope, bro. Like, everyone was wearing the merch online. Like, damn, bro, send me some merch. Like, I'm a bigger fan of that bitch. Like, you know, I was fucking, like, in it. But, like, the hype is gone, bro. Again, either I know he's going to do numbers. The moment I know it drops, I'm going to fucking jump all in. So, like, I don't need hype to listen to Drake. For Kanye, though, bro, like, I was all in after the first Donda performance. Because I'm like, oh, shit, like, yo, the songs I'm hearing sound way more hip-hop than before. Like, even if it has, like, a spiritual aspect to it, it's still, like, you know, it sounds like old Kanye. So, but then to fucking not drop it, and then to do this shit again a week later, and then not drop it, I'm like, bro, fuck you, dog. Like, yo, fuck you. Yeah, I'm like, yo, I ain't checking. Because I think the second Donda, I was already in Colombia. And, bro, I didn't even check my phone. Now I was like, bro, I'm gonna fuck. Let that shit drop. I'll check when I get back. Like, I don't care. Yeah. Whereas if it was Drake, I'm like, yo, I'm fucking listening to every song tonight. Yeah. Like, by the pool, bro. Like,
no, Drake, yeah, if I had to choose, I think Drake would
it would be first.
Force me to stop my whatever I'm doing to listen to it.
Hell yeah.
But then again, like, Drake is just better at having those viral moments, and you know there's gonna be quotables, and it's gonna obviously do more numbers than Kanye, in my opinion. So I feel like you just don't want to miss out when it comes to Drake. Whereas Kanye, if it's a couple days later, you won't feel too bad.
Right. If it's to music, right? If it's the whole spectacle, yeah. I don't think anyone could top what he did at those two listening sessions. Because that shit looked crazy, bro. Like, crazy. And the whole, like, the Apple Music, like, live stream of him, like, in the studio, but with no sound. And you just see famous people walking in and out, and then he's working out, then they're just fucking viewing him while he's sleeping, and it's like, well, what are we doing? But we can't turn it off. It's just like, bro, that was cool, but then drop the album, bro. Like you kind of, I don't know, with him it's annoying because like he gets us to invest so much time and effort, and then you waste our time. You know what I mean? Like, at least Drake's not saying anything. I'm like, all right, fine, bro. When you drop it, you drop it. Motherfucker, you can't have 2 listening sessions and then keep changing the fucking date. Like, then what am I listening to? Like, is this not going to be on the album? This is just a song you happen to fucking have? Like, so.
I just don't get, like, the logic behind all this stuff. I know we're so far removed from his team and all the decisions that go into
right, and apparently he made close to, like, $10 million off those 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so clearly he's making money off this shit, but it's just like, what are we doing, bro? Like, why do we... and it's so weird that I'm going to compare these two. I don't think this comparison's ever been made. So maybe this go viral. But it's kind of like what we said about 6ix9ine back in the day. At some point, bro, it has to be about the music, not the antics. You know what I mean? Like, it gets me nervous when he's having to do all these fucking antics to promote an album. It's like, bro, you're Kanye fucking West. Like, dude, Nas went on fucking Instagram and dropping an album on Thursday. Go get it. Bro, the world went crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it could be that simple, so.
Yeah, it's crazy how all this stuff works now.
But we'll see, man. Again, no Donda, no CLB. So, again, keep restreaming Ignore Me by Blair Anthony. And then check out Disease 2 by Nas and Hit Boy. Again, in the lead right now for Artist of the Decade by a long shot. But we'll see if that keeps up. Let's get into some Heat of the Week, bro. It's been 3 weeks. So what's one song or a couple of songs that need to be on everyone's playlist right now?
I definitely, outside of my song, have been streaming YKT. I don't know what's up with these accents. I must have been fucking British in the past life. YKTV by Nas has been on repeat like over and over, and it's just absolutely fire banger. But I know we kind of talked about Nas. Outside of that, there's also in Tulum, I was bumping this track by this artist called Zakari, Zacari. And
yeah, definitely send me that one after the episode.
It's featured with Isaiah Rashad and Buddy. It's called Rainy Day. And what I love about it is it has kind of like a new edition, like mid 80s R&B vibe, but it's still
Nice.
like modern in terms of like the lyrics and flow and stuff. It's just a nice break from like all the hard hitting fucking trap shit that we hear every day. So that was another smooth track. I know Jess Adam posted it on his stories too. So
Oh, nice. Okay, I didn't even see that. All right,
definitely
cool.
a banger.
Yeah, send me that one. I'll check it out. I know Isaiah Rashad is like taking the fuck over right now. I didn't listen. Have you listened to his album?
In part, he's actually beefing with like I don't know if you know the Needle Drop, Anthony Fantano. He's like a music reviewer, mainly hip hop or a lot of hip hop. He's beefing with him because he gave him a low rating. He's like, you don't know anything about the black experience. Like,
Oh, here we go.
how dare you rate my album 5 out of 10?
I gotta check it out though. Same as you. I was listening to it. Again, I mentioned to you like you on the podcast. Like I always listen to my shit at the gym, and it's just not gym friendly music. So like, I kind of like never took a deep dive into it. But I'll run it back.
Yep.
Dude, for me, it's gonna be another 28 years of dominating every summer. Not dominating, but being around, which is amazing. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be another Nas song from the King's Disease 2 album. Dude, for me, it's Moments. That song is phenomenal, bro. You know I'm very emotional when it comes to anything to do with moms and love and losing someone. So he has a line. He's like, I wish mom could see me now, the man that he is now, and you know, moments you can't relive. Like that whole back and forth. But even the whole song is just like, it's accurate, bro. Like sometimes we get caught up in the moment. We just think we can just like do it again. So sometimes we don't we don't get like realize what we're doing and how amazing it is that we just assume we can repeat it over and over again. It's like, nah, bro, you gotta fucking take this in because this is fucking rare, bro. So, and I felt that in Colombia, bro. So we had the crazy day, like the pool party, and then we were going out the next day. And my boy was like, let's do it again. And I'm like, bro, there's no fucking way. Like, yo, like, there's no way that's happening again. Like, financially, emotionally, like, it's just, there's just no fucking way, right? So, sometimes I think we got to remember that. I think that song does a great job of just, like, the essence of, like, bro, there's going to be moments you can't relive. Just, like, take it all in, bro. So, yeah, man, it's cool. Just to go back to the album, it's cool to have someone 48 be able to articulate this shit so well, because then it helps educate the younger generation about like, yo, like I've been through this, dog. Like, trust me, listen to me. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas sometimes like they get to a certain age, they never had the skills that he had. So it's like we're listening to like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to hear this shit. Whereas with him, you're like, no, like, let me sit back and see what the fuck he's teaching me right now, because clearly, if I'm listening to anyone, it's gonna be someone who's almost a fucking billionaire who's still making, you know, impactful music. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think there's a lot of fucking gems in this shit if you actually, and not even have to dissect, bro. Like, it's like at surface level in all these songs.
Yeah, 100%. And to go back to the moments thing, like, I feel like, I mean, everyone always knows the saying of, you know, don't dwell on the past, blah, blah, blah. But I think a lot of people do also get caught up in the future. Like, oh, I need to, you know, make $10 million a year, like 20 years from now, or worry about retirement and stuff. Like, you should definitely worry about the future. But I found myself a lot of times not appreciating the present moment. And I'll look back on moments from, it could be like a month ago, and I'm like, damn, I really had fun that day. But like, I don't know if I sat there and like
took it in,
realized how precious that day was, even if it was just kicking it with a friend, like at a bar or something that's not too crazy or drastic, but something that might never take place ever again.
Yeah, totally, bro. Like, so like the big thing for us when we were in Colombia that we took in that was dope, that we all did. Like, I remember like literally like looking at my boy, not even my boy, that was a cool thing. So it was only 6 of us, but like I only really knew one other person besides the Bachelor. So like in my mind, I'm like, damn, I don't really know these fuckers. Like, it's gonna be a cool vibe. But that's what happened, bro. Like on Saturday, we all just like clicked. And like, bro, I remember looking at my boy, like, yo, like give him a wink, like, yo, do your thing. You know, we were just like vibing, and it was just like, and I took it, I'm like, yo, this is a fucking like dope experience. Like, yo, I'm hanging out with people who I normally don't hang out with. You would think we've been friends for years. You know what I mean? It's like that in itself is a fucking dope moment just to take in, but like appreciate, but also realizing like you're not gonna like this is not normal. Like this is not just gonna happen every fucking time. Like, so take it in when it happens.
For sure.
Yes, sir. So pretty much to wrap up this episode, if you're not listening to Nas right now, you're fucking up, and DaBaby is screwed. So that's the summary of this entire podcast. If you're only catching the last 2 minutes of this, so my dude, let the people know where they can catch us at and what we got going on.
Yes, sir. Catch us on all major streaming platforms, especially YouTube. Please subscribe, share, like, comment. That'll be super helpful for us. And you can even donate as well. We also have the Heat of the Week playlist on Spotify and Apple Music, so make sure you run those streams up. We're trying to do more interviews, of course, every month. So if you are an artist or know an artist who would make an interesting guest on the podcast, definitely hit us up on Instagram or email us. We're also hoping to get merch out soon, so be on the lookout for that.
The merch will be out before the summer's up. I promise you that. Right.
We're gonna nail the designs, but it'll be ready for purchase sooner than you think. So be on the lookout for that. And
yes,
tune in every week.
And 100% tune in every week, everywhere podcasts are played. And then again, we are a very small podcast, but we're definitely building a buzz. So to Blair's point, if you are an artist or you know an artist or you're managing an artist, if we don't get back to you immediately, we're not avoiding you on purpose. We just have like other shit going on, and also we're trying to like edit the videos and get the shit out on time. So please, we appreciate everyone reaching out, and we're never gonna leave you on red. We're gonna get back to you the moment we can.
For sure. 100%.
Cool, my dude. Great seeing you. Glad you got back from Tulum safe and sound. We'll talk about that next episode. Love you though. Be safe.
Love you too.
See you again next week.
Safe as well. Peace.